So, let me talk about something involving Monday Night Raw, WWE's debut on Netflix. Now, one of the stories that I read an article on was that Becky Lynch was actually scheduled to show up at Raw. That was in the plans, but it didn't happen for whatever reason. Now, what was said is that, and I don't like when I know something ahead of time. Well, this came afterwards, but I don't like to know storylines. I don't, because it just, the speculation is kind of like it when it's coming from the source that this is what was supposed to happen. It's just kind of like, all right, now when they come back, it's like let's change the story up, because if we already know what's going to happen, then it's no point in going forward. Okay, so this is what happens. Becky Lynch, from what I read, was supposed to actually come out at the end of the match or during the match. She was supposed to either interfere or attack somebody, and it didn't say who, which it doesn't matter. Now, I'm going to say this, right? To say that she was supposed to feud with Rhea, I'm assuming Becky's going to be heel. I think at this point it would be completely stupid to turn Rhea Ripley heel again. It really, for what? It makes no sense. It just doesn't. And it also would mean that Becky Lynch is going to lose. Point is, why bring her back after all of this time just to have her lose, right? So I think that regardless, and them saying that she's supposed to feud with either her or Liv Morgan, okay. It doesn't necessarily have to be Liv Morgan, but whoever it may be. I think that she needs some momentum. She needs some wins under her belt and to get back in the swing of things and build up to it. For her to just come back and jump in the ring and attack Rhea Ripley, that would mean she's going to lose. Or it just means Rhea's going to have a worthless, meaningless, very short-lived title reign. So what would be the purpose of having her beat Liv Morgan just to have her lose the title? And like, it means nothing. It really doesn't. It's like, let's have her work with someone else. You don't want to bury Liv Morgan at this point either. You don't want to bury her. I'm not too fond of Liv Morgan. It's not so much. It's just she's so damn little, man. You know what I mean? And it's like certain wrestlers it just looks stupid. It just doesn't even look, like I said, look believable. But yeah, I'm not saying let's bury Liv Morgan. No, I'm saying certain. When you put certain matches together, that's why it's good to have a nice roster of people where it's like, we can make this make sense. Or even when you have a David and Goliath story, make it make sense, man. And this is why Omos sucked. Because look at how big this guy is. And this guy's in here losing to everybody. Omos couldn't win nothing. So he won a tag team title over in Japan. I forget the guy's name that he's teamed up with. But it's like, if this will improve, right, Omos' skills and make him a better performer, fine. A lot of people do that. They'll go to a different promotion, and like Japan is always this hard-hitting style of, you know, people really feel like they can go over there and grow and become better at what they do. So hopefully that's what happens with Omos. We'll see. But basically, Becky Lynch, I feel like Becky Lynch has probably been at crossroads in her career in WWE, because she's been there for so long, she's done so much. And it's like, when she walked away, it was like just kind of sudden, like, you know. And I believe she probably wanted to weigh her options, sit back, see how things play out, and really think about it, and understand her and her husband is there together. So I don't want to make speculations about what she might do or might not do. I don't know what that would be. But like I said, I saw her in, you know, the introduction, you know, so I know her picture is there, so I know she's still there. She hasn't went anywhere, because there was a lot of speculation when she walked away that she was leaving. So there probably was some heated moments, something happened that she didn't like. Now, rumors is that Charlotte Flair's coming back, and basically nobody wants to lose their spot. And one of the things that I I get the sense that a lot of females, not envious or maybe hateful towards Charlotte Flair, but feeling like, man, you guys just took her, and she's like, what, 14, 15, or is she a 16-time champion already, or whatever it is, and all these other women get overlooked, and then Charlotte disappears, she comes back, she disappears, and it's like she always finds herself in the spotlight. So when Becky Lynch finally beat her and got her out the way, okay, now I'm the top dog, and she had that spot for a while. Well, when she beat Bianca, then she lost to Bianca. Okay, it's just, up and down, and then it's like, first I'm a face, then I'm a heel, then I'm a face, then I'm a heel. It's really like it's getting old with the heel turn, face turn shit. It gets to the point where it's like, all right, just be more creative with what you do. And so for Becky Lynch, I don't know what's going on, but I do feel just from things, the way you see things happen in the ring and in the matches that they put in. They even had her go to NXT and fight and lose. Now The Rock is supposed to come out tonight on NXT. They're trying to get as much views as they possibly can. I don't know why people are so excited to see someone come in the ring and talk for 25 minutes, but I mean, it is what it is, and that's their style and what they do over there. But these are the types of things where you look and like Becky Lynch is what, 37, 38 now. Charlotte is what, late 30s, early 40s. So when you look at, and women don't last in the ring as long as men do. They just don't. You don't see women Sting's age and Undertaker's age and they're still going. So they're a lot younger than they are, but they're still at an age where it's like, okay, for day-to-day life, that's not old. But to be in a sport where you can take damage, and Charlotte does those flips and all those type of things where now you have to re-pattern your style to, okay, I got to add more moves, add something different, because I'm not going to be doing moonsaults anymore, things of that nature. Just saying, nobody wants to lose their spot, man. And I feel like let's think about this. You have Bianca Belair, you have Bayley, you have Charlotte Flair, you have Asuka has been gone for a while. I know she had got injured, but you have Asuka, you have Becky Lynch. Like, these are people that are all former world champions, and like, which one of them you think want to give up their spot to the next person? So now, when you look at Bianca over there with Naomi, due to Jade Cargill being injured, well, think about it. Yeah, you got the Raw split, you got the Raw brand, you got the SmackDown brand. None of them want to go to NXT. They don't. None of them want to go to damn NXT. Okay? I can't see any one of them really wanting to go to TNA. So if it's a situation where, okay, I'm leaving WWE, either they're going to go to AEW or they're going to retire. I don't see anybody that just wants to just travel and just go back and forth without being signed to a major top promotion. But just, independent circuits, like, no. That right there will have you in a position where you're not making it close to the type of money that you used to, because these companies are not going to pay you that. That's why I say, when you look at what Mercedes Moné is doing, look at what she's doing in AEW, New Japan, right? CMLL. So she's performing at the very top promotions in and out the country. So anything in between, well, they obviously can pay her what she wants. So pretty much it's like, well, okay, Dynamite is on Wednesday. I don't have nothing to do Monday. You understand what I'm saying? Or whatever these shows happen, or whatever. Or however their contracts are constructed. But just say, so if they want to do some promotions that's in the country, well, okay, let me go here, let me go do that. I'm going to do this fight here, I'm going to do this. Whatever. But guess what? They're doing things their way. And every wrestler is not going to have the same fortune. So, this is where I don't know what's going on with Becky Lynch. And like I said, I don't like to repeat rumors, but there was a time where people were saying that they thought she was really going to leave and go to AEW. They said that she was retiring. And wrestling, to say that you're retired, I mean, people can say that, but how many of them really actually retire that young? You know what I mean? So I don't know what Becky's going to do, but I feel like, it's as far as like what her contract status is, how does she really see the WWE? And I know people will go, yeah, but look, they just hit Netflix, man, so they're more than likely going to have far more views than they normally do. Yeah, feel like they're in the best position they've ever been in, right? The company doesn't mean as individuals. You understand? So that doesn't mean just because they got this Netflix deal that's secure them to keep everybody on their roster, because there's going to be people that they let go regardless for whatever reason. And what do you think those people are going to do? Just retire? No, they want to wrestle. So this is the beauty of having multiple promotions, because they get to go to other places. Now, for people that don't like TNA, well, guess what? Naomi was over there making a paycheck. She was over there earning a living and was the Knockouts champion all the way up until she left. So I bet you she don't look at TNA the way you guys that don't like TNA do. Now, I'm not talking about you guys who already said the promotion suck, you don't like it, but then all of a sudden, because they have a business relationship with the WWE, that all of a sudden now TNA rocks. Like, yeah, stop it. But yeah, I don't know what Becky's going to do. Becky's one of those, like I said, she's been there for a while. She has done a lot in the WWE. And what happens a lot of times, and people might not want to, realize this, they don't want to admit it, but, and that's any wrestler, at some point, some people, they have this, you know what, this is where I started, this is where I want to end my career. But sometimes there's just people that, like, it gets to the point where they're not giving them anything anymore creative, anything that they're really happy with, and then they just go elsewhere. And like right now for Becky Lynch, we'll just see what happens. I'm not at all suggesting that she's going to leave. That was stuff that people said in the past. And then she retired. According to them, she just, stepped away for whatever reason. But I don't think her versus, and I'm only saying this because this is what was in the article, but her versus Rhea Ripley right out the gate, no. It has to be a build-up. It needs to. So when they wrestle, it's not just another match on Raw or another match of the pay-per-view. Like, it's a build-up, and she has momentum. Rhea's over here taking names, and then she's over there taking names, and then guess what? They're going to cross paths again. It's not like it'll be the first time. It's just the simple fact that if she's going to feud with Rhea, let her get some wins first, because she's not going to win. Now, if the idea is for her to beat Rhea, then, it's like you automatically kill Rhea's momentum. She's a lot younger than Becky and has a lot more years to give. And if you're going to do her, she had a long title reign that basically was just mediocre, man. She didn't do anything you really cared about. And it's just because the way they booked her. So if you're going to treat Rhea or any other female wrestler, any wrestler, the way you did Sasha Banks with this 1 minute, she's a champ. 2 weeks later, she's no longer. 3 months down the line, 4 months, she gets the belt again. 2 weeks later, she's no longer the champ. They kept, every time I turn around, like, damn, can she keep the motherfucking belt? And her very last title reign was the very longest one that she had as a singles competitor. And it's like she had to turn heel to get it. And then all of a sudden, her and Naomi wound up teaming up. It was like they were trying to build, and I could see where, even if you look at Bianca Belair was brought in to, let's replace this African American with another one. And then they bring Kalani Jordan in to NXT, and it's like Kalani Jordan is kind of like the new Sasha Banks, the new Mercedes Moné, whatever. If you really look at how they have them, how they have, everything structured. If you look at NXT, it's like, what's her name? Jada Parker is like the new version of Bianca Belair. That's the comparison. That's the, who she reminds me of? Let's see what she, this is what you see it. You can see it. Look at, even like in their attitudes and how they do things, you see it. So it's like, okay, they always do that. They've always done that. What's that guy's name? I don't remember. Big Jack dude. They brought him in, and he was like the new Batista, but it just didn't work for him. Okay, when Razor Ramon and Diesel left WWE, remember they had the fake Diesel, they had the fake Razor Ramon. They actually did this. So yeah, they always try to find someone that reminds. Carlito was nothing but a newer version of Razor Ramon. So all of these things that they do, you see it, and it's like, okay, all right. And I just like for it to be less predictable. And that's with any company. But yeah, Becky Lynch, we'll see how things go. And Becky might not want to go for that comeback and I'm just gonna come back and make Bianca look good. I mean, make Becky look good. You know, look at what happened when Bianca got the belt. And Becky came out, was it 31 seconds or whatever? Like, why'd y'all make Bianca champion just to do that to her? This is what I'm saying. So, you know, Becky's been in the sport for a while. You think Becky's going to want to come and just be here to just put people over, make people look better? I don't think Becky wants to do that shit. So, those reports could be wrong. And we won't know until we see. But I just think it's like, it's rushed if you do it that way. There's no need to put her in a feud with Rhea as soon as she gets back. And once again, they're not going to have two faces having an actual feud where it really means anything. It just doesn't. And that's why even in my last video when I said, what was the purpose? Like what? It's like Seth Rollins had like a heel persona against CM Punk. Like the things he was doing. It's like he was trying to get them. He did everything except start doing them, you know, doing this to them or something that, you know, but it's like his tactics, like his antics and things he was doing is like the thing that just his approach in the match, his cadence, everything was like the way a heel does things in the ring. Even with the arguing with the referee stuff and all, it's like, okay, and both of them was arguing with the referee. But it's like he was seen as the heel. And wrestling does that sometimes. It gets weird. I've seen that happen several times in wrestling, AEW as well, where 1 minute a guy is being cheered, then he's getting booed and playing the heel, and then 2 weeks later he's back to doing the right thing. Like, yeah, I've seen that. So I don't think Becky wants to come back though and be treated like, I mean, after all this time out, just to come back and lose, you know, come back just to be a jobber for someone, or, you know, be put in a position where she's having matches but she's not really doing anything significant. I don't know, but we'll see. That's all I got for you guys now. Catch you guys on the next video.